We hit 1,000 subscribers.
1,000?
Yes, that's so many.
That's more than 990. Does that mean we're big time now?
We are so big time now. Previously on Sailing Adrift, we started tackling the old disgusting water tank by recreating the baffles out of fiberglass. We love working with fiberglass so much that we encapsulated the base for the mast support. Then we cut out the lid for the tank and fit it in place. A big part of last week was figuring out the best way to seal up the inside surface of the water tank. You know, so we don't poison ourselves with toxic particles. We came up with a solution, but unfortunately...
Do you guys have that in stock?
I do not. I sold my last one yesterday.
Oh, I can...
But I can check on the availability of a restock.
Okay.
I will give you a call back when I know more.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. So great news, that place that had the specialty paint but didn't have the specialty paint because it was out of stock now has the specialty paint in stock. He was able to locate 2 1-gallon kits, one for me and one for him to have in his store. So I'm headed there right now to pick it up.
All right, $89.99.
Boom, with this 2-part. It's a little farther up the road than I thought it was, but it's still nice and convenient because anytime you have to ship hazmat stuff, it takes forever. They're not allowed to put it in an airplane, so we did get awfully lucky. And it was reasonably priced. You know, the kits I was looking at that were like 2-gallon kits, they were over a couple $100. This one was $87 with both parts. Not the cheapest stuff in the world, but you know, neither is cancer treatments if you leach out a bunch of bad stuff into your drinking water.
Hi.
Hi, I'm back.
You're back. What do you got there?
I got the paint.
Sweet.
It's for the drinking waters.
So we can drink and not die.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking someone's word for it. I haven't actually read it on the can yet. Probably should confirm that.
See this face? The face of ambition? Well, guess what?
Well, that's right. That is a leaking, cracked pipe.
Well, this delays our paint party plans.
Ah, that sucks, man. I was hoping to avoid that, reuse it. Now I gotta cut it out of here. God, that's a lot of water. Where's it all been sitting? Annoying. Oh well. Before we get all crazy with this water tank, sealing it and painting it, I want to make sure that the bilge line that goes through the middle of it doesn't leak. So I got Kelly up in the boat. She's going to run this hose that I'm about to turn on through the front bilge and let it run through that pipe and make sure that there's no leaks on it anywhere, because we have been kind of up in there beating things around. You never know when something's gonna crack. Ready?
Ready.
Cal?
Ready.
What? Kelly's voice is 1/8 the size of mine, and she's not aware of it. Why didn't you say something? Okay, here I go.
I don't see. Oh, stop!
There appeared to be some sort of clog in the line.
Kel, is it going? Any leaks? My part was easy. So you think we have a block in the line?
Well, like it was flowing and then it just stopped and it was like bubbling up over there.
Ooh.
What's happening?
I think whatever was blocking it has been ousted.
Cool.
Okay, so we repaired the crack in the line, and things are now flowing smoothly. So the epoxy has dried. It is the next day, and I am here to scrub down the amine blush with some hot soapy water. We We then did another sanding session to scuff up the epoxy for optimal paint stick-to-itiveness. Yep, that's a word. Followed by a really fun power wash.
It's been a really solid day of prep to get to this point, but we are finally at the point where we can start rolling on that epoxy layer. So I have my paint tray out here, and there's the tank. Gonna get started.
A barrier coat seals a fiberglass hull, blocking water entry and eliminating blister formation.
Okay, that's pretty much it. All we have to do now is set up the heaters because we want to get this kind of as hot as possible and let it sit overnight to really bake the hell out of it and make sure every bit of hardener has been utilized. We're going to paint it, and it's going to be beautiful, Kelly. So shiny. Get a good look at this ugly thing because we're going to make it beautiful tomorrow. Fingers crossed.
So while that's drying out, let's go over more of the parts for the water tank.
Yeah, this is going to be the water pickup. We'll use one of these. This is a bulkhead fitting. And it will go through the stringer like this. And then on the other side, we'll attach this to the main pump for fresh water. And then on this side, we will take a pipe and go out and straight down and put a strainer on the bottom, a low profile strainer to get the maximum water out that we can. And then we're gonna do the same thing over here. And then right here will be the deck fill.
It's warm in here.
It is.
Still a little sticky.
Man.
I'm waiting!
While we're waiting, remember that lid we cut out?
Fiberglass on the other side to keep it waterproof. And then here are the 4 access ports to have one on every section of the space. I think what I will do is, it's really hard to cut a circle with a jigsaw, and then it's even harder to rely on my router to not slip and make a mess when I do the little rabbiting out. But my plan is this: I will take this guy, dip the edge and sides in that release wax so it won't stick to epoxy, put it in place like so, and then I'll just epoxy all the way around and underneath and edge and everywhere on this thing. And then when that sets, we'll just pop them out and we should have a perfect fit. Then we'll just put some sort of waterproof sealant, probably silicone because that's food grade, right around this edge. And we'll have ourselves a lid that won't look so freaking ugly. It'll fill in all these little gaps and things and make it look pretty. It'll look custom fit, and that's what we're going for.
Well, that needed to get prepped for paint too.
Ready to paint?
Ready. We have quite some options there.
We do. This mixes in a ratio of 4 to 1.
Looks like one of your caramel macchiatos.
Oh, that's satisfying. Starbucks. It's what's for breakfast.
I'm not drinking it.
I dare ya.
Here's what I think our game plan should be. I will start with the brush, and you start with the roller, and I'll go ahead of you and get all the corners, and then you go behind me and get on the big parts with the roller, and then I'll go behind you again and tip it. Does that work?
It works for me.
Time to make this ugly tank way less ugly. I'm done! Yeah, right. Brought more paint. Look at that, Kelly. Is that something you drink out of?
I would. I certainly would.
That looks pretty good.
It does.
We've got just enough to do kind of like a partial second coat, like a beauty coat.
Yes.
But we're gonna let this set up for a while first. Maybe a couple of hours. Maybe a couple of hours. It looks pretty great.
Cleanest thing in here.
Whew, let's get out of here before we die of fume inhalation.
You said that wasn't gonna happen.
Well, if we stay here and I hotbox us, but right now I've got all the windows and hatches open.
While we waited for the tank to dry out a bit, we threw what little paint we had left on the lid. Hey Chris,
Yes.
today's the best day ever. You want to know why?
Because this tank looks like something you actually want to drink out of rather than a disgusting cesspool?
It does, but that's one of 3 things that are awesome about today.
What are the other 2?
Well, the first is that we hit 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, we did do that. That's pretty awesome.
That is really awesome. I'm stoked. And the second thing is that we got another patron.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Who this time?
Mary and Greg.
Mary and Greg? Are those my parents?
Maybe.
Well, we are glad to have my parents aboard. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Thank you.
Almost got this ready to go. Of course, everything's harder than I thought it would be. That's all done. There's a water pickup spot. The only thing I think I'll do is zip tie it to that pipe so there's a little stability. And then over here, I've got this. I'll pop this off and seal it up and then stick it all on there at once. Glue and all. And then we'll put a couple of anchors to the wall here. Now on this side, that's what I'm working on right now. I have tied into this tank's air vent with this T, and now we're going down through the floor, which will go right past this pipe on the other side of this board and tie into that bulkhead fitting. And then we'll get to put the lid on. We drilled oversized holes and then filled them with thickened epoxy. And then I drilled normal size holes and beveled them so that our screws should slide right through the top and pull into the meat of the thing below it. We also, where we drilled these oversized holes, I drilled right into the stringers and filled those with thickened epoxy too. So this will be completely bedded in waterproof things. Real good at banging this against other things. Okay, it is in place. I'm going to lift it up, run a bead of Silbond, which is food grade silicone, all around the perimeter. Then we'll be ready to screw it down and it'll be that.
Okay.
We'll have a working water tank. How about that?
That sounds great.
Check this out. You're up, dude. Don't strip them. Last one. Bravo! We've got our water tank. Open the ports, let's check them out. I think if I was redoing this, based on the floor plan, I would have offset these circles to this side, but we'll make this work because this is a fully functioning and not disgusting water tank. We did it!
We did it.
Oh yeah! Feel pretty stable?
Yeah.
It's pretty stable.
It is pretty stable.
It's a dance floor. I'm a real good dancer.
Missing a pole.
I don't need to pole. I'm like a cage dancer. Like when you go into the club and they pay someone to dance. That's me.
You're that guy.
That's me.
Hey you, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw and you want to keep following along, become a subscriber. Just hit that subscribe button below.
Well, Kelly, it's official.
What's official?
My headphones are a casualty of the great water tank flood of 2021.
Oh man.
A moment of silence, please. But now I have these.